Hello friends, my name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to day 8 of the 12 Days of Stitchmas. Yay! Welcome friends! Happy Monday to you. Happy day 8 of the 12 Days of Stitchmas. We are going to jump right into the fun. I've got a little bit of goodies. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finally share I feel like I'm falling a little behind on the new starts of Stitchmas. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. It is the busy season. Hopefully you're going to give me a little bit of grace because there are so many things going on and I'm just trying to get the things done before I need to head out of town. Yesterday I decided the wait was finally over. It is time for me to dig into one of those Stitchery kits that has come in my advent that I've been opening, and to get that guy a new start. Not only did I get it a new start last night, I stayed up way past my bedtime, which if you know me, you know that that is early because I'm an early bird. I'm usually up by like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning doing all the things. But I stayed up a little late extra last night because it was just so addicting and I could not stop. I had to get it done. Are you ready? Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you guys today. This is the Stitchery. Now, if you got this advent and you haven't opened it, fast forward. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I am going to go ahead and show. I don't remember what day this was, but it was the first volume Stitchery, the first full kit that came in the Stitchery Christmas box. Now, what it looked like, if you recall, was this sweet Rudolph embroidery. Now, this is all embroidery. I've never done anything like this. I have watched it. Sean Periwinkle Stitcher is the one who introduced me to Nikki Franklin and the world of the Stitchery. I am now hook, line, and sinker. I love it so much. Like I said last night, I decided the wait was finally over. I needed to pull this kit out and give it a start. And so what I did is I had to YouTube University a couple of the stitches to use because I said I'm new. So again, it's not perfect, but I'm so excited with how it turned out. Remember, so you get this and it's printed on the fabric, and then in the kit was this beautiful, and this is the floss that's left over. Holy cow. I bet I could stitch this all over again if I wanted to. There is enough floss in this kit. I'm going to say to stitch it twice. There's only one fabric, and so I have a little wheel turning on what I might do. We shall see. Like I said, there's enough floss for me to stitch this twice, so that's super fun. Are you ready, friends? I left it in the hoop. One of the other days of the Stitchery Advent was you got a tiny, a number 1 Nurge hoop, which I've never stitched with before. So I used that. I put it in my Patoki stand because normally when I cross stitch, I'm a sewing method stitcher with a loose hoop. So I use like a 5 to 6 inch queen hoop, hold it in my hand, loose, not taut, and then I'm a sewing stitcher, a sewing method stitcher, cross stitcher. So everything's on top. It's not an up and down situation. I'm going to try the up and down situation. I have dreams of being able to be a two-handed stitcher with like a frame, a scroll rod and a frame. I haven't gotten the perfect setup for that. Although my sweet friend Shelly has just launched another video, I think with the W stands. So fabulous. I need to go check that out. But again, I'm not two-handed stitcher with cross stitch yet, but I do have a Patoki stand. And so what I did is I stuck this tiny little hoop. I don't stick my queens in my Patoki. That's no. But I stick my Nurge in there. Fantastic. And so that way when I'm up and downing, I'm not having to hold it as well. And I could do it taut. Anyway, it's a little different. It was fun. Like I said, obviously it was addicting. I started it last night and I could not go to bed until it was done. Here it is. So I will zoom in. So I'm not going to show you my back because, well, yeah. I am a new stitcher. I made a mess. That's the one thing with having it be in a Patoki stand. You can't flip it around. So I'm thinking like one of those Lowry stands where it lets you turn it around and keep it, like I had to unscrew it to be able to look at the back. Not my favorite. So let me know down below if there's another stand where it lets you twist it around. Kind of like, you know, it stays clamped in, but it lets you go like this. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. But either way, this is the sweet finish that I did yesterday. Now these were all I don't even remember what the stitch is called. I'm sure it tells me in here. I'm sure if you embroider, you're like, that is the easiest stitch. It's a split stitch. Again, I went to YouTube University to understand what the split stitch was. Everybody does it a little bit, and not everybody. There's little variations, whether you're filling in or just outlining, all different techniques. I kind of like merged and made up my own. I'm super happy with how this turned out. Unbelievably happy. This is going to be, and I feel pretty optimistic in saying that I am going to finish at least this one. This is going to be such a sweet little ornament. It's going to be a little collection. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it in a little round like this or an even tinier little round. I haven't quite, I'm thinking maybe, oh, I think I have some of those chipboards extra. I think I might have some circular chipboard extra. So I'm going to like embrace the, imagine if this was a circle, right? Imagine the little needlepoint finish with the cording on the outside, back, board on the front, board on the back, board on the front, kind of a needlepoint-esque inspired, a little poofy, little batting to give it the little squish factor, but not too much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a chipboard round in this size. Oh my gosh, that might be what I'm doing today. We shall stay tuned, friends. We shall see if I can get this all the way done to the finish. The only thing I wish with the kits is that it told you, and I'm sure she does it, you know, for don't steal my idea reasons. I'm trying to think of what the right word for that is. It's not proprietary reasons, is that I wish she would tell you what color this like DMC is. Like this red and this blue, I would love to make the cording because I'm extra, or even this tan. I would love to make my cording that goes around using, I make a cording with the drill and the cord, not a cording tool, with my power drill. I make this, you know, this cording right here, but I would love to be able to have it be this red and this deer color, whatever, I'm sure it's DMC. So that's the only thing is I wish I knew what DMC it was. Now I could take it to my little DMC floss card and probably get close enough. And that's probably what I'm going to do, or at least pull from my stash and get close enough. But anyway, that is my sweet finish. So addicting. What do I want to do now? I want to do them all. I know that we've opened 2 other kits, right? The bird one and the Santa falling down the chimney one. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm so excited. As you know, on the 12 Days of Stitchmas, we're having daily giveaways. I'm super excited. I've got day 8. It's a thick one, and I know why. It's got fabric in it. So that means it's a quilt fabric or quilt pattern bundle with some more of this gorgeous sewing bird fabric. So this is the second one where I went to my sewing bird laundry basket quilts. It's the one we did for the churn dash. I pulled 6 to 8 fat quarters, fantastic, gorgeous fabrics from Laundry Basket Quilts. That is what kicks off this daily 8 bundle, as well as we've got a handful of quilt patterns from Fat Quarter Shop. Let's take a look. We've got the Bramble Blossom. This is also going to be fat quarter friendly. You need, or fat 8s. You're going to need a few more than what you've got, but this will get you started. Beech Wood quilt pattern, gorgeous. The Family Reunion quilt pattern. This comes in 3 different size quilt options. So fun. This one's called the Ritsy Bitsy Babies quilt pattern. It's a square 54 by 54. And this is the Riverside quilt pattern. Again, 3 different size options for you, crib, lap, or quilt. So these are some great quilt patterns, hopefully to get you started for 2026. And again, we're gonna put that in day 8. Let's see, we're gonna use the word bird because of the sewing bird fabric. So in your comments down below, in order to be entered to win today's daily giveaway. You're going to need to use the word bird in your comment down below. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel as well as like the video. All right, friends, so without further ado, we're going to dive right into the Advent opening for day 8. So if you don't want any spoilers, this is your time to exit the ride, but otherwise, let's dive in to the Advent opening. As always, we're going to start with the Tiger Lily Advent 12 Days of Stitchmas. Day 8 is going to come to us in this sweet pink canvas bag. Super excited. I know what's in here. I was so excited to be able to work with this small business maker for the first time here in the 12 Days of Stitchmas box. Let's take a look and then I'll tell you a little bit more of the story. So fabulous. This is a gingerbread pink sparkle needle minder. Yes, can you tell there's a theme? I love a good theme and I love to embrace it all. So this year's needle minder was done by Colleen of Rebel Stitcher Designs. Now I met Colleen at Market here in 2025 when I was down in Nashville, and I collaborated with her, asked her if she would be interested in doing a collaboration for the Advent box this year, a special one of a kind, and she knocked it out of the park. Now it's going to be hard for you to see, but if you know, you know. The gingerbread house not only is pink and brown gingerbread-esque, but it's also got glitter sparkle to it, because everything's better if it's pink and sparkly, right? So Colleen was a treasure to work with. I loved working with her. She has a website where she sells lots of needle minders. I believe she's also a designer. She does needle minders and designs. I will link her, whether it's a website or an Etsy shop. I think it's a website. She has a needle minder club. She, like I said, was a treasure to work with. I loved being able to include her for the first time in one of the Tiger Lily boxes. So I hope you love today's gift. Go ahead and dive into the 2 yarn advents that we are opening during the 12 Days of Stitchmas. I finally brought my ribbons over. I feel like I've been talking about them for days and not bringing them over, but this is what they're turning out to be. How fun is that? So I know they're not, so there we are, there we go. They're in order. So we've got the MoonGlow, right? This was the rainbow one. So we've got 4 pinks, 2 oranges, 1 yellow. I feel pretty confident in saying we might get another yellow. Let's take a look. It's called Sugared Lemon. Yay, I feel good about this being another yellow. This is a more soft pastel-y yellow versus yesterday's, I'm gonna call it limoncello, as I did. But so sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and add that one to the MoonGlow. Have you gone and checked out? I know that I mentioned this before, but again, I am hook, line, and sinker on watching all the Vlogmases, and especially ones that are my friends. So Jody, Simply Stitching Ocala, as well as Jessica, Sweetwater Stitcher, are both opening the MoonGlow and actually knitting with it on the daily. You go, girls. I'm just putting them on ribbons. But they both have a cowl on the needles, and I think they are crushing it. So that is super fun to watch. So this is the other one. It's hard because their tags are so big. But here we are right here. We've got day 1 to day 7 on the ribbon so far. Now, obviously, this is the Noah's Ark. The tree's attacking me. This is the Noah's Ark Advent, so that doesn't really go together. I mean, they go together in that sense of the word, but it's not like it's a fade or anything like that. So this is today's animal. Oh my gosh, look at this sea turtle. Oh, or just a turtle. He's not just in the sea. Such a fun little turtle color. It reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, of course it does, turtles. But such a sweet Ireland. It looks like a fun little Ireland color. Oh, look at that. Oh, so fun. Okay, so that is the yarn. I'm going to go ahead and, put that on the things and keep along. I will not be making anything with these Advents here in the December season. I'll put it on my list. I have been feverishly adding things to my Ravelry page, my favorites of projects that I would love to do with mini skeins, but we shall see what I actually come up with. Last but not least is the day 8 for the Stitchery. I feel pretty confident. Well, last time I guessed way wrong, so I'm not gonna guess it again, but let's see. Yay! These would have come in handy last night. I'm so excited. I can go put these. I did have to dive into my needle stash. I did find a number 10 needle, but it was a Milner needle and it wasn't a crewel needle. So it was kind of flimsy. So I'm super excited. This is a collection of Bowen needles. Now you know I'm going to have to start a new one because I've got the needles to do it. So that is super great. That was the Stitchery. So friends, that is what we have today for day 8. And that's what we've got. So until next time, which is tomorrow, I will see you. Happy Monday. Happy Stitchmas. Happy stitching.